Behind the Himalayan mountains, surrounded by harsh weather conditions, barren hills and isolated lands, there lays a magical and majestic Dolpa. Dolpa might be a bit far, conditions might be a little inhospitable, it might be windy and dry, and it might be a laborious trek to reach there, but the beauty of the place is mesmerizing. Dolpa lies in Karnali zone, and with the area of 7,889 square kilometers, it is the largest district of Nepal, covering 5.36% of the total landmass of the country. The district borders Tibet on the north and northeast, and its elevation ranges from 1,525 to 7,625 meters above sea level. Landscape of Dolpa is uncommon, and when you come across this serene Phoksundo lake, you are totally taken aback. Its location, its surrounding, its calmness, its aura, its presence, its deep blue water, there's simply no answer to its beauty. It is simply stunning. Phoksundo Lake is the deepest lake in Nepal, and it is the deepest lake of high altitude. Its depth is 145 meters or 476 feet, and it is located at an altitude of 3,611.5 meters. Another attraction of this place is the 11th century Shey Gompa. It lies at the base of Crystal Mountain. This Gompa is an esteemed pilgrimage of the Buddhists. Every year, hundreds of pilgrims come and make a circuit of the crystal peak. Beauty of the place is surpassed by none, but due to the harsh living conditions, few people live here and not many travel in these areas. As a result, the people of Dolpa are part of a very unique and isolated culture found in a specific pocket of northern Nepal. This is a land where life still revolves around horses, mules, and yaks. People still wear traditional attire and jewelry, and the remains of the dead are given to wild vultures. This sacred land carries sacred beliefs, and even today, much of Dolpa is restricted area for tourists. Your trip to Dolpa starts from Kathmandu. First of all, you need to take a flight to Nepalganj. There are daily flights to Nepalganj from Kathmandu, and it takes about 55 minutes. Nepalganj is hot and humid, so it's advisable to take rest in a hotel or a lodge. To get to Dolpa, you need to take an early morning flight to Raja Airport of Jufal. Weather in Jufal is a bit harsh, so the flights need to take off by 10 a.m. The flight time is nearly about 35 minutes, but mostly it is cancelled due to bad weather. If you get lucky and your flight takes off, then you can start your trek of Upper Dolpa from Jufal. But if in case your flight is cancelled, then it is advisable to take a flight to Jumla rather than wait for the weather to improve. Jumla is a neighboring district of Dolpa. There are daily flights to Jumla Airport. Weather is better here and you will reach Jumla in half an hour. From Jumla, it takes 5 days trek on foot to reach Dunai, district headquarters of Dolpa. Once you reach Jumla, it is better to rest for a day and have a wander about of the marketplace Khalanga, which is the headquarters of Jumla. Khalanga has a well-stocked marketplace. Here, you can buy fresh food and vegetables for your trekking. You can also find Kala Marsi, a local patented type of rice which is very famous for medical purposes. It is famous because it is grown in the highest altitude of the world. Brahmins and Kshatris are the major inhabitants of this place, and apple farming is one of the major livelihoods of Jumla people. The plants of Jumla are completely organic as Jumla is declared to be a chemical-free district.
Bye-bye Jumla, bye-bye!
Your first day's trek starts from Khalanga, which is at altitude of 2,347 meters. The destination Manisanghu is at the height of 2,770 meters and it is nearly about 9 hours journey. The road follows Tila River upstream. There are many wide valleys, fields, villages and water mills on the way. The road is mostly horizontal, but there are inclines in between. The trekking trail is smooth. Mountain biking is a possibility here and it can be a memorable journey for the adventure seekers.
कतिको भोक लाग्यो साथीहरु?
साथी भोक लाग्यो मैले 3 चोटी सारे ठप्याको ठपै छु.
Guchichor is a place where you can have lunch for day 1. It is a broad valley at the bottom of mountains full of pine trees. The ground is more or less flat with gentle slopes. It might sound a bit strange, but the place and the location does look perfect for a golf course. First day's camping site, Manisanghu, is a well-populated village with the availability of hotels and lodges. The second day's trail starting from Manisanghu is a motorable road. To reach the day's destination, you need to cross Mori Pass, which is at 3,913 meters height. Before the pass, the walk is gentle, and just before you start the steady climb, you will come across a village called Chodro. You can have your lunch in here. Steady climb for 3 hours will take you to the top Nauligoth. The track is mostly made of mud and dirt with lots of vegetations around. From here onwards, Dolpa district starts. When going down from Nauligoth, the road is horizontal at first and then declines steeply. Total of 9 hours of walk and you will reach your camping site Nauligoth, a small settlement with a couple animal farms and hotels.
लामो भए पनि लामो दिन भयो रमाइलो भयो भाइ
उता ल ल उतापट्टि छ
अनि भाइलाई कस्तो भयो म पनि ठिकै भयो ठिकै छ जस आज सबै टिम राम्रै आइपुगे भेरी गुड भेरी गुड
Hello, good morning.
गुड मर्निङ नमस्ते
Nauligoth is situated at the height of 3,553 meters, and you need to descend to reach to your third day's destination, which is Kaigaun. Through the day, the road goes both up and downhill. There are forests all along the way. There are flowers of different colors by the road. These bring freshness to your 8 hours of long walk. For lunch, you can stop at Chowrigoth, and after a whole day's walk, you will see your campsite for the day, Kaigaun, from the far. Kaigaun is at the altitude of 2,600 meters. It's a lovely village with a river running from in between the village. Surrounded by green hills and healthy environment, Kaigaun will refresh you for a hard pass you need to make the next day. This village is relatively big and has schools and police outposts. Dolpa is famous for one very interesting medical plant, the Gompa. If you are lucky, you can find it with the local traders. Gompa is an exotic half plant, half animal that is considered a powerful aphrodisiac. Every year in May to June, the Phoksundo National Park opens its doors to the seekers of Gompa. Local villagers travel in droves to great heights to seek this elusive plant that is only found in high altitudes under specific weather conditions. The economy of Dolpa leans heavily on Gompa, called simply the insect by the locals and Himalayan Viagra by its enthusiasts. The fourth day of trek is one of the hardest. You will be walking for 11 hours and you have to cross 2 passes of 3,308 meters and 3,841 meters high.
Morning.
저 कतिको थाक्नु भयो त
छैन भर्खर सुरुवात भएको छ कहाँ थाक्नुहुन्छ अहिले
रमाइलो भइरहेछ
गुड भेरी गुड अब 1 घण्टा माथि पुगेपछि बल्ल आराम गर्ने हो
The road goes steeply uphill from Kaigaun up to a height of 3,308 meters. We can cross the steep incline after climbing for a little more than 2 hours. On top of the hill are a couple of tents where milk and a few basic provisions are available. The next stretch of road is full of steep inclines and declines coming one after the other. There are dense forests on both sides. After following such a road for 4 hours, we arrive at the end called Balagna at a height of 3,841 meters. From Balagna, the road declines steeply up to the village of Ghodakhor. It is the first village after Kaigaun. There are many diverging roads on this day, and one needs a detailed map or knowledgeable guide to negotiate the road. After completing your longest day of trek, you will reach Liku.
ल बहिनी रमाइलो म त साथी रमाइलो हो आजको दिन पनि भाइ
morning, you start your trek towards Dunai, headquarters of Dolpa. A motorable road is being constructed from Liku to Tripurakot. From Liku, the road goes steeply downhill first and then straight through the construction. For lunch, you stop at Tripurakot. This is a village blessed with a rare 24-hour electricity a day. The vegetation decreases from Liku to Tripurakot and then completely vanishes from Tripurakot onwards. Water is scarce from Tripurakot onwards, so you need to be careful with it. Six hours walk from Tripurakot and you will reach Dunai. People here will make you feel welcomed. As mentioned earlier, Dunai is the headquarters of Dolpa. It is a densely populated town with electricity, communication facility and schools. You will mostly find Brahmins and Kshatris here, and once you start your journey towards Upper Dolpa, you will come across Sherpa people. There are comfortable hotels and lodges here in Dunai. From Dunai onwards, you will start your real trek towards Upper Dolpa. As mentioned earlier, if your flight does manage to fly from Nepalganj to Ranja Airport of Jufal, then you don't have to trek for 5 days from Jumla to reach here.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Road might be a bit slippery and muddy if it's raining. After about an hour, you will reach Suligad. Suligad is the entrance to Shey Phoksundo National Park. Here, the tourists who have not paid their entrance fee can do so. From Suligad, the road becomes horizontal, with mild inclines in between. The road is populated with tea shops in between at Kalaripi, Kageni and Sangta. Kageni and Sangta are both ideal lunch places. Chepka is the camping site of the day. There are few hotels, and if you like to tent your own camp, then there is availability of good plain fields with water and toilet facilities. On day 7, you will be escalating from 2,491 to 3,130 meters. Your journey starts from Chepka and will end at Chunuwar. The road follows the Phoksundo river upstream through dense forest. On this day, travelers cross Phoksundo river several times over small local bridges. At one point between Rechi and Chunuwar, there is this dramatic point where two rivers of distinctly different colors merge to form a single Phoksundo river. After 5.5 hours of walk, you will reach the camping site of the day, Chunuwar. Chunuwar houses a hotel, a campsite, a village water tap and well-managed public toilets. It also contains communication facility through a PCO. The 8th day of the trek is the most interesting, as your destination of the day is Shey Phoksundo Lake. The trek is not long as well. You will be climbing 513 meters and it should take about 3.5 hours. At the end of 3 hours of uphill climb is a view tower. The view tower offers a view of Phoksundo Falls, a spectacular 3-step waterfall that drops down 167 meters from the Phoksundo lake.
समयमा आइपुगे आज हाम्रो स्टामिना ठिकै रहेछ
कति गाह्रो भयो दाइ
त्यति सोचेको थियो त्यति भएन हामीले त 10:30 बजे प्लान थियो 9:30 आइपुग्यो भनेपछि आई थिंक हाम्रो ग्रुपको टिमको स्टामिना लुकिङ ग्रेट
After a 10-minute walk uphill from the view tower, you will get the first glimpse of Phoksundo Lake. After walking for about an hour, you will arrive at a village called Ringmo. This village of mainly Buddhist people lies on the banks of Phoksundo Lake. Camping just in front of the majestic Phoksundo Lake sure does take your breath away. And as mentioned earlier, 145 meters deep Phoksundo Lake is the deepest lake not just in Nepal but is also the deepest lake found in high altitude. One interesting fact is that there is no animal life in this lake. Observing the magical deep blue color of the lake closely, you will notice that it changes color as according to amount of the ambience of the light.
Beautiful day, beautiful lakes, beautiful.
Oh, nice day.
Ringmo village is the boundary between lower and upper Dolpa. Once you start 9th day of trek from here, you will be entering upper Dolpa. Walking on a rocky precipice over the Phoksundo lake, it offers different angles to view all 3 corners of Phoksundo lake. The precipice is also the site of a dramatic scene in the popular movie Himalaya. The track goes up to a height of 4,085 meters, after which it steadily descends through a dense pine forest. After walking downhill for about 2 hours, you will reach Choklapuk, a lovely beach perfect for camping. After lunch, you walk horizontally along a gorge with mountains on both sides. Camping is at Ruktang, an open space beside the river. On the left side, this place offers a view of Kanjirowa mountain. Ruktang is at the height of 3,594 meters.
Namaste.
On the 10th day, the route becomes hard as well as very unique. You will be crossing Pisten River over and over again without bridges. This day, you need to pack your lunch, and it is advisable to wear sandals as you will mostly be walking across the water. It's a steady climb. From 3,594 meters, you will be climbing to the height of 4,677 meters. Camping is at base camp on the shore of the river. There is a wide open space at the river shore with stony ground and thorny juniper bushes. The 11th day's trek gets even tougher. This day, you will be crossing the highest pass, which is of 5,352 meters. Like the day earlier, you will need to pack your lunch and make a steady climb. The day's destination is a holy Buddhist place, Shey Gompa, and it will take about 7 to 8 hours of walk. The walk is a bit sore as the hills are barren and sandy. You will need to be careful about altitude sickness, so it is better if you take your time and walk slowly but steadily. After crossing the pass, the other side offers a spectacular view of light sand-colored mountains. It is dry and windy at the top, so after viewing the landscapes, it is better to descend as fast as you can. It's nearly 1,000 meters downhill walk to reach Shey Gompa. From a religious point of view, Shey Gompa is considered to be the most important of all Gumbas in Nepal. It is almost a Mecca for Buddhists. Though the building itself is modest, the statues in the Gumba are very expensive. Some of them are coated in gold and silver. The word Shey itself means biggest of all in Tibetan. Crystal Mountain, which stands right in front of Shey Gompa, is supposed to be the younger brother of Kailas Mountain. These mountains are sacred to both Hindus and Buddhists. Every 12 years, in the year of Dragon, according to Tibetan calendar, Shey Gompa holds a festival. Though the Gumba has a ceremony in September every year, there is a major ceremony every 12 years. Buddhists from all over the world flock to this festival, and during this festival, devotees make a rotation of Crystal Mountain.
Alurotama hazur cheparulai jama bagutalai isakut hai bagutalai isakut hey 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 hey.
Day 12. You start your journey from the height of 4,354 meters, and you will be climbing up to the height of 5,120 meters. This pass is called Sela Pass. Over here, you need to be careful about the altitude sickness as well as tiredness. To reach the destination of the day, Saldang, you will be walking for 11 hours. The top of the hill or the pass is called Selabhanjang. After viewing the landscape for a while, you will be descending to the height of 4,085 meters. Lunch is at Namgung, a small village that offers an open brick kitchen for trekkers. If the travelers are weary, they can camp at Namgung instead of walking 4 more hours to Saldang, as Namgung offers a good camping facility as well. After walking for 3 to 4 hours from Namgung, you will reach Saldang. Saldang is a very beautiful valley. Its green fields in stark contrast to the bare hills around. Saldang is densely populated compared to surrounding hillsides. It is a fertile valley which grows potatoes, rice, wheat and barley. Saldang also has a primary school, a health center and communication facility through Hello Network. It has a good campsite and running water as well. place has another attraction too. The hero of the Oscar-nominated film Caravan, or better known as Himalaya, Finlay Londup, lives in here. Finlay is a stout figure. You can have a chat with him about his experience and lifestyle and the changes he is trying to bring to Upper Dolpa.
अब बहिनी त अहिले आयो नि बाटो त्यही हो फेराक छैन बिर त्यही हो फेराक छैन चाउरी त्यहाँबाट हिरेको हो त्यो चाउरी चाहिँ खोजे छ नि चाउरी जाने चाउरी सबै चाहिँ साकाली चाउरी हो
हजुर
त्यो खोस्ने चाउरी नाकाली हो बनाएको चाउरी हो
त्यो त तपाईले अब बनाएको हेर्नु भयो हैन फिल्ममा आउँदाखेरि कस्तो लाग्यो तपाईलाई
त्यो त म पनि सलक भयो नि यो चाहिँ त्यस्तै भिर छ त्यहीँबाट चाउरी खोजेर ओहो कस्तो गरी खिच्यो होला भने म पनि आत्मा लाग्यो
Saldang also has a Gompa called Samiye Choing Gompa. This Gompa is older than Shey Gompa, and it has been modelled on the Potala Gompa in Tibet and other Gompas in Thimphu. Day 13 is a bit easy day. You will be walking for just about 6 to 7 hours, and there are mild inclines and declines once you start your journey from Saldang. After passing several villages on the way, the mountainside is dotted with little chortans or Buddhist shrines. Many of them are hard to access. Lunch is at Namdo, a small village with a school and communication facility. Slippers or sandals will come in handy here, as you have to cross knee-deep river twice to reach the camping spot. The campsite is at a river shore a few miles out of Rhakyo. It is an open ground on a small precipice overlooking a river. In here, thorny juniper bushes were the only vegetation. Rhakyo is located at the height of 4,151 meters, and on the 14th day of trek, you will prepare to cross the last pass. So this day, you will pack your lunch and make a steady climb. As you are moving to a higher ground, you will be leaving valleys and villages behind, and the scene will go back to barren hills with a few signs of vegetation here and there. Camp is at High Camp, which is at the height of 4,850 meters. This is the highest camp of the journey. The place is cold and foggy. The road from High Camp to Jengla Pass is steeply uphill with stones and boulders on the road. But since you have camped at a great height, in the morning you will be able to cross the pass in about 1.5 hours. The Jengla Pass is at the height of 5,107 meters. The road going down from the pass is gradually descending at first, and then it becomes almost horizontal. Lunch is at Takshi, a little village in the broad valley. The valley is very beautiful with lots of yellow wild flowers and fields of local barley. There are a few houses and tents. About an hour from Takshi is Dho Tarap. This is the camping site. About an hour from Takshi is Dho Tarap. This is the camping site for the day. Dho Tarap is the world's highest human settlement at the altitude of 4,090 meters. The people of Dho still follow traditional culture, and the houses are built according to traditional architecture, where most of the living space is underground and a small part of the house just above the ground. Dho Tarap is a junction from where roads diverge to Jomsom, Mustang and Tibet. Hence, you can see a lot of horse, mule and yak traffic around Dho Tarap. This day, from Dho Tarap, you will be descending near about 600 meters. The path is mostly by the river and it is windy as well. There are rigid hills on both sides and you will encounter a couple of narrow valleys with few tents. 3 hours of walk and you will reach your lunch place for the day, Lang. You will be walking for 5 more hours after lunch. Camping is at Tangum. On the 17th day, the trail will take you from 3,586 meters to a mild incline of 3,800 meters and then go down to the elevation of 2,718 meters. The river sets the course as it whistles far below. From this day, you will see growing vegetations. The pine forests go from scarce to dense in a matter of hours. After 5 hours of walk, you stop for your lunch at Laini Odar, a narrow valley with a tent. Camp of the day is at Lashikyap, a large village on a precipice overlooking the river. The river that you followed is joined in by another river to form Tulobhedi. This day, you will be back to the place where you started your trekking of Dolpa, which is Dunai. From Lashikyap, it will take around 7.5 hours to reach Dunai. This day, the trail takes you through a gentle horizontal walk and through dense vegetations. There are lots of villages on the way, notably a group of separate villages near each other that are called Tarakot, Tara Bazar, Sahar Tara and Tupo Tara. From Tarakot, you will be walking along the shore of Tulobhedi. There is a big rafting route from Tarakot to Chisapani of the neighboring district, Surkhet. There are several good rapids, so you will surely enjoy your journey of rafting. After finishing rafting in Surkhet, you can take a vehicle to Nepalganj and catch a flight to Kathmandu. If you decide not to do rafting, then you will be walking to Dunai and will be resting for the night. Next day, you will need to make 4 hours trek to Jufal airport and fly back to Nepalganj. Thus, your trek to Dolpa, the land beyond the Himalaya, comes to an end.